Opinion out there seems to suggest that it might be Alex Lynn versus Pierre Gasly versus Sergei Sorokin. Gasly
from Monaco, from the second position, is the best side to have the start because you have the
third, and we're on board with the man who led half of the race. And I'm delighted that we've been joined by the 2012 GP2 champion.
Start to push while the pit lane is open because you give to the team the chance to make the best strategy and to take the advantage from being leader.
So we're on board with Raffaele Marcello, the man who has stood on the podium here. He did so last year, making his way through the final. Lynn falling into formation as we go back on board with Raffaele Marcello. He's not able to do anything about the Brit in front of him for the Dams team. And I wonder if you can give us a little bit of an insight into, it was interesting, Nicholas Latifi talking about the mentality of the Dams team and what they force their drivers, they sort of force their drivers to a higher level. Did you find that when you were racing with them? I assume you did, because it went very well when you claimed the championship. Yeah, but Gustav Malia under investigation for speeding in the pit lane, and you don't see an investigation unless you're going to get a penalty. So Latifi explaining the problem, and this is what you forget because they're all so talented. You forget that every single corner is a risk. This really is such a crucial race. We saw the win last year decided by strategy. It puts an enormous amount of pressure on the teams.
Hit the wall, guys, I hit the wall.
And King saying he's hit the wall. So King, he's hit the
pressure on the shoulder of the mechanics that they are going to change the tires. They are leading
a prompt up because they believe. Marcello, 7th was Antonio Giovinazzi, 8th Kirchhofer with his first points in GP2, 9th Matsushita, and 10th De Jong to complete a great day for racing engineering. Here's the team radio.
Oh, what a race! What a race! You're a winner in Monaco, winner in Monaco. What a race! What a drive! What a drive! Well deserved! What a drive!
GP3 scored 5 wins last year compared to the eventual champion, and his teammate Esteban Ocon's 1. He's got a serious turn of pace, but of course this is only his 4th. So we're on board with Arthur Peak. Hasn't gone the way he would have wanted. He starts the race from 10th, having inherited the final point yesterday. Kirchhofer was expecting it. We're on board with Norman Nato, who started this race in 6th position, in 7th position, sorry. So he's made a place in the start. Armand thinks of it. This is Nicholas Latifi we're on board with. The man who started down in 22nd. Was he able to get around King? No, King. It's very, very, very difficult to overtake. Do they want to risk a penalty at the next event, which is our first ever visit to Baku? On board with a man who is the fastest on the racetrack at the moment. Into the blinding light of the tunnel, down to the highest braking point on the circuit. Throw it in from 165 miles an hour. Immaculate stuff from Peak. We're heading to Tabac, where Ollie Rowland was struggling a few laps ago. It's a painted curb. These aren't, though. Just brushing them. The much more open swimming pool exit, and then we're at 1. Means that he is the fastest at the moment. We're back on board with the local boy. You can see that it's so low to steal the final point away from him, and we're on board with the Frenchman, waiting to get the power down. There's always a lot of wheel spin, but at this stage of the race it will only be increased. And Norman Nato has regrouped. Had a really slow lap last tour, pumped in the fastest lap of the race, a 21.6. So his